Good morning, everyone. My name is Chad Bruner. I'm the Gloucester County Administrator, and I'm also the Chairman of the Rowan University Board of Trustees. Welcome to a very special day. Over my 30-year career in government, I've been part of many projects and initiatives, but today, this is one of my most significant contributions for the betterment of Gloucester County. We will learn and hear about the Academy for Neurodiversity at the Stephen M. Sweeney Center for Special Services, a name change and rebranding of our Special Services School District, a premier medical relationship established with the Rowan Institute of Special Needs with physicians housed right here on campus, a premier educational partnership with Rowan University School of Education, a new special needs housing project, and an expansion of our adult center for transition. But first, let me take you back to 2010. I received a phone call, it's probably fall of 2010, September, October, from then Freeholder Director and Senate President Steve Sweeney. And he says to me, and he'll recall this conversation, I just wanted to let you know before I announce I'm going to resign my seat on the Freeholder Board. I'm like, okay. So after a long conversation, a lot of things were said. He said, one of the things that I wanted to accomplish while on this board was kind of closing the continuum of care for special needs by building a housing project. So I assured him, we'll get it done. We'll absolutely get it done. This was his legacy. This is what he wanted done. We will get it done. So I'm proud to say, Steve, we delivered. So today we mark a significant milestone for our special needs community. We've created a community that provides a one-stop continuum of care, one that includes education, job training, medical access, security, and support services, bundled in one area, on one campus, with a unified vision. We call it the Academy for Neurodiversity at the Stephen M. Sweeney Center for Special Services. This is where the county shines bright and shows a strong commitment to improving the quality of life of individuals with special needs by providing a safe and secure environment for them. This project is more than just bricks and mortar. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to help people realize their potential to achieve their goals and lead to a fulfilling life. I'm so proud and humbled to introduce a slate of remarkable speakers. They are the backbone for how this came together, with the years of hard work and mastery, the vision, and the courage to make this happen. Our first speaker needs no introduction, as I mentioned earlier, when I took you back to 2010. This all started with one man's desire to enter the political arena with the sole purpose of making a difference for those with special needs. There is no one with better character, with more compassion, or has been a laser-focused advocate and champion for our special needs community than Steve Sweeney, the former Director of the Board of Commissioners and New Jersey State Senate President.
This is an amazing day. It's actually a dream come true. And I want to start off, and I'm going to get a little emotional. I want to thank Chad Bruner for his persistence in ensuring that this happened today. Chad, I love you, man. See, big guys do cry from time to time. And I can't thank Fred Keating, Dr. Keating, for everything that he's done. When you look around here, none of this would have happened without Fred and Chad's hard work to ensure that people that are normally forgotten or looked past, that they actually see that they have great value and deserve an opportunity to live a full and complete life. That's what this place is doing. When you think about everything that's been added here, there's healthcare, there's mental health, there's athletics with unified sports, there's job training, education. And I know I'm going to miss a few things. There is nowhere around the state, and I'm willing to challenge in the country, that puts all these pieces together, and including and most importantly, housing. because that's one of the things that parents with disabilities have. One of the greatest fears is, where's my child going to go when we're not here anymore? Now, this isn't going to solve the housing crisis for us, but it's a start. And I'm hoping that when people see this, other places say, you know, we should do this, because that's how it works. You always need someone to have the courage to go first. You need someone that says, you know, this is 13 years in the works, and we finally got here. Again, I'm emotional. I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear friend. I'm so happy today for you and your family, and just want to say aloud again, this is your legacy, and we did it. Our next speaker has been a relentless advocate for education and our special needs community as well. He's picked up the mantle for Steve Sweeney and Bob Daminger as director to ensure good projects like this happen. Director Frank DeMarco.
Thank you. Stephen, you're going to make me wear my sunglasses. And he hates them, no matter which pair they are. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, I think it still is, yeah. I have been fortunate to be involved with many of the projects that Chad has mentioned. And I would have to agree that this one is part of the best that we've had. I first learned of this ambitious possibility when I became a freeholder in the early 2000s. And I've been thrilled to work on making this a reality. Then our friend Steve Sweeney, our dear friend Steve Sweeney, left the board in 2010. But he entrusted the completion of his vision with Chad, Bob Daminger, and myself. Steve, I'm happy to say, mission accomplished. Your love and passion for the needs of others, especially that of the special needs community, has been contagious and has made us better elected officials and servants to the public. And I thank you for that. And I thank you for letting us complete your legacy model here in Gloucester County. So today we celebrate a lot of good public policy with the launch of our new housing project for the special needs community, with the aim to create more than just a place to live, but a home filled with love, support, and accessibility. It's not just a project, it's a lifelong commitment to providing a comfortable, suitable home for our special needs community. This, coupled with the Academy for Neurodiversity, should serve as not only a model for the counties and the state of New Jersey, but a mandate to make the quality of lives, all lives, on an equal playing field for opportunity and success. I'm fortunate, and I appreciate the opportunity to make this project a reality, and I'm looking enthusiastically forward to creating a successful and sustainable special needs campus. I've also been lucky to watch this whole project and campus evolve from different angles. From freeholder, commissioner, a couple of years I spent on the Special Services School District and Gloucester County VOTEC Board. Currently I'm liaison to the Housing Authority and as director. I finally would like to thank all of our partners, the Rowan Housing Authority, Rowan College of South Jersey, Rowan University, the Special Services School District, and the Rowan School District of Osteopathic Medicine, making our campus inclusive for all to succeed. I want to thank all the individuals here, out there, and those on the program today. I say thank you for your help with this. And it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Director DeMarco. Our next speaker, when we approached him as a partner for this project, because you need a lot of partners to make something like this happen, and Deptford Township was a big partner. And I talked to Mayor Paul Medaney, and I said, hey, Paul, we have this project. We look forward to your support. And he said, where do we sign up? We're all in. can make this happen together. So I'd like to welcome Mayor Paul Mulvaney to say a few words.
Thank you, everybody. I have two pieces of paper here. I'll tell you what the one is in a bit. I want to say a couple words first, though. And I want to thank Stephen for not mentioning something. That's a private joke. So anyway, good afternoon, and thank you for inviting us here. And why I say us is because I'm up here speaking on behalf of all the residents of Deptford and Deptford Township Council. We've been a part of this from the beginning, and certainly a collaborative effort to get us here, right? There's so many folks involved in this. But I want to mention two people at the risk of singling two people out, and I'm going to take that risk. The first one is Steve Sweeney. You know, you were propelled into public life years ago because of special needs, and you're still here doing it. So thank you for everything you do for us. Dr. Keating, I've been fortunate enough to have meetings and discussions with Dr. Keating for years. I couldn't feel lucky enough to know you, Dr. Keating. Thank you for your guidance and your mentorship and being a great friend of Deptford Township. Thank you so much. And also, so I want to throw out a couple other thanks real quick. The Housing Authority, Kim Gober, the Authority Board for being a partner in all of this, Deptford Township Planning Board, Deptford Township Administration, and of course Deptford Township Council. They were all a part of this from the beginning, and some of them are here without singling them out, and thank you so much for being here. And I got one thing, and that's what the other piece of paper is. So in the press release, we are at the Rowan College of South Jersey campus in Sewell, New Jersey. So from now on, all of these 100 people here, this place is in Deptford Township. Sewell is not a town, all right? It's a part of like 6 towns. So we're now in Deptford Township. So thank you all for inviting us, and thank you for everything.
Thank you, Mayor, and I appreciate all the other entities you mentioned, because now you can see why it takes 13 years to get something done. I wish we could streamline that one day. Our next speaker has been a friend, a confidant, and a true partner. We've logged many hours together, dreaming of the betterment of this campus. Some would say our ideas were almost impossible to do, but we did them. Whether it was forging a premier educational relationship with Rowan University or placing a medical school on our county college campus, the only one, I must add, in the United States, or developing this campus into a real eds and meds hub. We're completing the legacy vision of Steve Sweeney. He has never said to me or us, "No, I can't help with this." Although he may have said, "Are you crazy?" But we are here today from brainstorming on napkins and scrap paper. Dr. Fred Keating.
Thanks, Bob. Napkins. That's what we draw it on. Good afternoon. I think we're almost there. Welcome to Rowan College of South Jersey, and also the property of the Special Services School District. It pretty much has already been said, so I know we're all on a 5-minute clock, but bear with me. I'm going to share that with Jean Concordia, our board chair, but also to just give you a little bit of the synopsis. 13 years, I heard. Feels like more than that. It's not lost on me. It's ironic that we're standing on a parking lot. And it caught me as I walked up here and I saw the tent on the lot, and I looked back at the backdrop and I thought, you know what? When I was thinking about how this conversation began, it was one day, I guess 13 years ago, that I stood on a parking lot with Steve Sweeney. It was after a meeting. And we, I think, had at that time with Joyce Fetter, another fabulous individual who helped guide this vision. Yeah. We had just left a program announcing the opening, I think, of the ACT program, Adult Center for Transition, which it now has its own location. And we were literally on a parking lot going out to cars, and I stood with Steve, and 2 of us were alone. And we talked first as fathers, and then we talked as an educational leader with a special ed, special needs background, a neurodiverse population, and how we educate and work with them, and a political leader who happened to be a father and is still very much proud of fatherhood with regard to his daughter, Lauren. But the questions that we went through Q&A was, hey, Fred, this system's broken. I said, Steve, I know. I've been a part of it for many, many decades and years. The idea of a transitional aspect for an adult, excuse me, with a special need, we called it human exceptionality back in my day of teaching and acting and working in schools. Now neurodiverse, and let it be said that the term neurodiversity to us identifies a group of individuals. By the way, we're all neurodiverse, all of us. So there's no separation of the issue here. It's a matter of degree and need. We have this idea of neurodiversity, of spectrum disorder, but we've widened the scope of that to cover everything that we seem eligible under federal and state law as a child with a special need. We are all neurodiverse. It emanates from the brain and the central nervous system. So with that conversation, we were saying, Steve's point to me was, as they age out of the public school system, of which I spent 20 years, he said, it's broken, there's nothing here. And he was absolutely right. And we in education knew it because at 14, 15, 16, we did transitional plans. I think they still do them today. And we didn't know how to fill in the blank of what's next. The couch and Oprah was what we once said. You're going to be on the couch watching Oprah. And that is not acceptable to anyone. But when this man got a hold of that concept of there has to be a better transition from school or adolescence to adult and transitional services to get them there, and we have to figure out a way, and I'm asking you and telling you, work with your buddy over there and the leaders back then. Bobby Daminger sticks in my heart today. And we talked, and the idea was, you know what, we'll figure this out. So what you have here today, and please, if you have, what brought you here today is enough to have you want to read this, I would beg you to take it. I know Susan O'Delly, who put it together and endlessly worked with Guy and others. This explains the game. This is the concept you heard already. So what did we do is we took 4 components of government and or education and we glued them together. Now people said, what's the big deal, Fred? We have that now. Or we had it for 100 years. We did, but they never met each other. They never talked to each other. They never had any kind of comprehensive vision or pathway to figure out how to take a human being and their family through that transition and into this lifespan. So what you have is the college, the university, Gloucester County, and the special services school districts. So we've glued it together. What we're celebrating today is, yes, a housing concept. That's the cream of the crop today. But we're also celebrating an expansion of the adult center with a $3 million state county bond to expand that building right there with 4 classrooms. So that'll widen the scope of the population. The high school will transition there, 18, 19, 20. Now we start talking adult. You want to go to college, you want to go to the university. You'll hear about that from other people. But this document explains it, and the beauty of it is I can't for the life of me Google or find anything in this country that has this. They all have the pieces, but then no one has the vision or the capability to put it together until we met that man. I met that man, and my partner in crime, and a commissioner board and commissioners to this day believe in this aspect of human life. There's a little wheel in here, and it shows the diversity of the programs that offer. We sat down and we literally said, what would a human being, what would a 21-year-old individual and his or her family do at this stage in their life with regard to their wants or their needs? And we went right around the wheel, and I beg you to look at it. It might be that one. And it gives you everything, and we sat there and we years and battled as to could we ever get all that glued together? And the answer is yes, and we're celebrating it today. So what you're seeing is an expansion of the concept of the adult center. You're seeing an expansion with regard to the housing aspect, which was the missing piece and is now the crown jewel of the conversation of transitional life after, and the idea of medicine, which you'll hear from Dr. Lacombe. So you've got DVR, DDD, you've got human, labor, you've got vocational need, you've got medicine, you've got housing, we've even got ShopRite on here who's going to deliver the food to the apartments, and pharmacy. They threw it in as a package deal in Washington Township. So there's nothing, recreation, education, employment, bear with me, housing, transportation, medical, mental health, legal, how do I handle my child and aspects of that, and as well as athletic. Special Olympics never had a place in South Jersey until this man told us, get him a spot. Now we have Special Olympics and unified sports. Every aspect of a life is in this document. We searched it and scrubbed it. So with that in mind, I just want to say thank you all for coming, recognizing this is a milestone consideration. It still has a way to go. It has to be refined. And maybe someone's going to reach an office of power that can one day maybe make this something that everybody in the state of New Jersey recognizes and will offer to their citizens. And I think the United States of America may want to look at some of this and maybe even want a copy of this if there's somebody in Washington who wants to not fight for a day. We can give them this and say, go home and read it. So with that, I'll close. So with that, I'll just say once again, on behalf of the college, and the college is the anchor. We volunteered to be the anchor. We're going to stick it in. Jean's going to come up. Jean, please. Jean is the chairman of the board. Now, to get to Jean, the anchor, and given the permission for the college to be the anchor, it was another parking lot. In fact, it was that parking lot. That 3 months after that parking lot, I said, Jean, we got to do something, but we're going to have to use the college as the leverage to go out and get the medical school, get the university, get the county, get county disability human. And it was Jean who allowed the board to come together and push the board to say, we're going to invest in this, because when you tell a college board that we're going to go into an area of neurodiversity or special need, they look at you like, wait a minute, this is a college. Yes, you are right, but we are a college of the people, and all people come to this college. So with that, Jean, I'm going to defer my last minute to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Keating. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Rowan College of South Jersey, I want to thank everyone who played a part in bringing this opportunity to the forefront. I've had the good fortune of being involved in many projects at the college over my 22 years as a trustee. None more important than acknowledging a group of people who aren't always in the limelight and well-deserved. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Keating and Chairman Concordia. Next, I'd like to call up a gentleman who has worked in the Special Services School District in his first career and understands what is needed for our special needs community. His commitment to this project is unwavering. He was actually my son's golf coach. So, Dr. Guy Davidson, Dean of Academic Advancement and Special Services at RCSJ.
His son didn't do a bad job for us either, by the way. We did very, very well, won some championships. Cole's a terrific young man. That said, you heard Dr. Keating, my friend, my mentor, my boss, referred to this book. Take a look at it. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, the second it went to print, it's already outdated. That's good news. The reason it's good news is it highlights some of the partnerships, some of the connections that we're looking to make, and we make more and more of them every single day. So, again, the Academy is a living, breathing organization that will give people the opportunity to get together and work on behalf of those with special needs. As someone who spent most of his professional life on this campus, I speak from experience when I say that the County of Gloucester, its Board of Commissioners, Rowan College of South Jersey, and its Board of Trustees, they've been in the business of serving people with disabilities in Gloucester County and the surrounding region for a long, long time. President Keating and Senator Sweeney have long been champions of those with special needs. Those two gentlemen, along with RCSJ consultant Joyce Fetter, who you heard about before, birthed the idea of the ACT program, a key component of this academy, which has grown from a single classroom of 10 students about a decade ago into a thriving program of 40 students on this campus alone, who would have never had the opportunity to go to college without this kind of program. We've expanded the program to Cumberland County, currently serving 25 students with the goal of serving more. The students on both campuses are receiving more support thanks to our dedicated teams and the legislation sponsored by that man as he left office the first time that directed funding to these very necessary programs. In speaking about where the ACT program now stands, I need to acknowledge the work of Cindy Fornes, who many of you know. She is a lifelong social worker, clinical director at our partners, the Schools for Neurodiversity, in helping us retool the ACT program. Her fingerprints and truly student-centered approach are all over what we are now doing on this campus, including being the driving force behind the Together Cafe at the Rowan Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine, which we'll celebrate next month, and helping to create academic programs at RCSJ that will benefit staff at both the schools and college. One of her most important contributions, however, was helping us to find Ramon Casanova. I wanted to have both of those individuals standing here with me. They're both off helping students with what they need right now, so couldn't make it today. And that's just the way it goes in this field. There's nowhere I'd rather have them. There's nowhere you'd rather have them than doing what they're doing right now. So that said, Ramon has done just a tremendous job of improving, retooling, and expanding the program on this campus, including building the Cumberland campus program from scratch. Most of the Academy's outreach and new connections in Cumberland County schools, government, community service organizations come directly from Ramon's work in building new relationships there. The reason we're now connected so deeply with the Vineland Public Schools, with DVRS, and the community providers that serve Cumberland County, and now Cumberland County Technical Education Center, all Ramon's work. We're certainly far from done. So the impetus behind the Academy, you can read more about in this book that we've referred to a few times here. The goal is the same for everything that we do at RCSJ, to strengthen relationships and partnerships that are already in place, create new ones for the benefit of the communities that we serve. Again, there are people and organizations in Gloucester and Cumberland counties that have made serving the disabled community their lives' work. The goal of the Academy is simply to connect them. The Academy seeks to be a hub and a forum for some of the most dedicated and committed people in the region who serve those with special needs, and that the whole will be greater than the sum of the parts. Today I want to briefly highlight two of the most important relationships to the Academy. First is RCSJ's relationship with Rowan University. For starters, we like them so much that we took on their name. The academic schools at Rowan University and academic divisions at RCSJ will be connecting more deeply with the Schools for Neurodiversity as a result of this Academy, using the schools as field placements and learning experiences for medical students, nurses, those entering social work, psychology, and special education. John Woodruff has been doing great work for students with special needs at Rowan U for years. He and Kiara Latimer now direct the Rowan University Center for Neurodiversity, which provides programming, research, and community engagement that value and prioritize neurodiverse culture. We at RCSJ ACT, I'm going to break a little news here, and with John and Kiara's assistance and that of Rowan University leadership, are exploring the possibilities of connecting some ACT students to Rowan University in a type of 3+1 arrangement that's very similar to what we do in some of our other academic areas. What an incredible concept and potential win for our students. Dr. Jen LeCompte, my friend, who you'll hear from shortly, and her colleagues at Risen have been providing medical care on the campus to children with disabilities for quite some time now. I mentioned the Together Cafe, housed at the Rowan Virtua School of Osteopathic Medicine. That's now a place where students from the Career Center and Schools for Neurodiversity and students from ACT operate a quick service retail food location, highlighting one of the more unique examples of partnership in this relationship. As for the Schools of Neurodiversity, where I spent 20 years as a teacher, administrator, and principal, I am particularly excited about the ways in which the partnership between RCSJ and the school district is now blossoming. Under the leadership of our friends there, we've expanded the relationship between ACT and the district's Career Center, giving students a head start on preparing for education and employment after high school. We're sharing spaces and both human and physical resources all over this campus. We're building a framework for the schools to be the official food service provider here on campus. As mentioned, we're working with the district on creating professional development for staff, both at the schools and the college, and new academic programs offering professional credentialing, including a certificate for neurodiversity, already with students enrolled, and credentialing for sign language interpreters, spearheaded by my friend Courtney Shetley here. There just isn't time today to highlight all that we're doing and all of our amazing partners, connections, and work. But rest assured that my goal for this academy is to bring together the talented and committed people from the region who are devoted to making lives better for people with disabilities, and to accomplish even more and on a larger scale than ever before. Thank you. Now the real reason that we're all here. It's my honor to present to you someone of whom we're quite proud. He's taking full advantage of some of these academy connections. Michael Givens. Michael? Michael is a student at our ACT program and also works at our Together Cafe. He'd like to share a bit about his experience with you here today.
Thank you, Dr. Davidson. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Givens. I am a student in the ACT program at RCSJ. I am currently in my second semester. I joined the program in hopes of preparing me for college. Due to my learning disability, I wouldn't have been able to enroll in a regular college course. I'm hoping ACT helps me prepare so I'm able to take college courses in the near future. The ACT program fits anyone's needs, whether you are focused on attending college or finding a career of interest. They have great internship opportunities, one of which being the Together Cafe, which is located in the Rowan Medicine Building. It is a partnership with RCSJ and GCSSD. Some of my jobs there include cleaning, working the register, and helping the customers. This is a great opportunity for students to gain work experience and build their resume. Another great thing about the ACT program is the staff support. They help every student achieve their individual goals and needs. They always think of students' interests when internship opportunities arise. This provides an opportunity for students to be involved on the college campus, for example, how Dr. Davidson approached me about speaking here today. I have also had the opportunity to expand my career interest by doing ACT event interviews and recently joining the Sports Media Club here on campus. I am very thankful for finding the ACT program to give me a college experience.
That's great. It's perfect time for a PSA announcement on this. The ACT program is unbelievable. The County of Gloucester has actually hired probably over 20 ACT graduates in various county departments, and it's been a wonderful experience. So if anyone here has an employer, come to the ACT program and hire some of our students. It's outstanding. It's outstanding. Thank you. Our next speaker has recently assumed the role of our new superintendent at our newly minted schools for Neurodiversity at the Gloucester County Special Services School District. Less than 2 months on the job, he has already began rebranding and has literally hit the ground running, integrating into this new vision. I'd like to call up Mr. Jamie Dundee.
First and foremost, I didn't know that I was following the best speaker of the day with Michael, so congratulations, Michael, on all your efforts. You know, as you've heard from the speakers, in a baseball lineup, hitting six is sometimes okay, but for me, being the sixth speaker, all these great ideas were out there. But I don't want to repeat, but I want to thank some individuals and talk about the direction that we're going to. As already indicated, today does mark a momentous occasion as we gather for this announcement of a countywide collaborative system, as Dr. Keating alluded to earlier, putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, bringing all these entities to not only be on paper, but actually collaborate, coordinate, and really command how we're going to treat our students, our families, in the areas of neurodiversity. As with this exciting venture, the Gloucester County Special Services School District that is mentioned through a recent rebrand, a new redesign, is now recognized and named the Schools for Neurodiversity at the Gloucester County Special Services School District. As we know, neurodiversity is a celebration of the unique strengths and abilities that each individual brings to the table, regardless of their neurological differences. In our school, we embrace the diversity of minds, understanding that our differences that make us strong. It's our firm belief that every student has the potential to shine, contribute, and thrive, and we believe with these partnerships that were mentioned today, we will be able to do so. To build a more inclusive society, it's essential that we collaborate with state and local agencies. These agencies play a pivotal role in sharing policies, providing support, and most importantly, promoting inclusion. Collaborating with Rowan College of South Jersey, with Dr. Fred Keating, Rowan University, and other higher educational institutions is crucial. These entities can implement inclusive curricula and provide a working community of educators, university interns, and the development of educational advisory committees to support neurodiverse students and provide resources for students and families with special needs. This collaborative partnership will enable state and local agencies to work with our students, staff, and families in the future. Partnering with the Division of Voc Rehabilitation Services, the Gloucester County Workforce Development Board, the Housing Authority of Gloucester County, Dr. LeComte at Risen, Rowan School of Medicine, and Ms. Cerny through the Gloucester County Division of Human and Special Services through Project Search, as well as agencies like Special Olympics, will all give our students support throughout their entire academic career and beyond. The Schools for Neurodiversity at the Gloucester County Special Services will join hands with these mentioned advocacy groups to provide supports for our students, our staff, and our families in the special areas of education, as you heard today, medical, psychological, social, workplace, and recreational experiences, all needed and necessary. I do thank the individuals that 13 years ago decided to sit down and have these conversations, and here we are today, and I'm absolutely thrilled with my background in special education to be part of it. Our Board of Education, administration, faculty and staff, our Gloucester County Special Services Education Association, and all district stakeholders are excited to work collaboratively with the many local and state agencies that we've heard about today and continue to focus on highlighting our students' abilities rather than addressing their disabilities. As I stand here today, we're not only opening the doors to buildings, but also to a world of possibilities. Our educators are committed to nurturing the talents and potential within each child, offering tailored support and fostering an inclusive environment. We understand that neurodiversity is not a limitation, but a source of innovation and creativity. As others have alluded to, I do want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the vision and guidance from Senator Stephen Sweeney, Mr. Chad Bruner, Mr. Frank DeMarco, and all of the Gloucester County Commissioners who have supported the creation of this collaboration. Together, we are setting an example, demonstrating that inclusivity is not merely a concept, but a reality that we all can achieve. We look forward to all of these great opportunities as our district. There's been many, many individuals and mentors that are sitting in this front row that have allowed us to get here, and we're excited for our students, our family, our board, and our staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dundee. Our next speaker is a very compassionate and dedicated physician who is an integral part and reason why Rowan University created RISN, Rowan Institute of Special Needs. Dr. Jennifer LeComte.
I am so excited to be here. I started on this campus when there was still a community garden here, and actually tried to purchase a plot there for special needs to grow things, and quickly could not because of the vision that Senator Sweeney had and everyone here had. So I'm thankful that I wasn't able to actually use that plot of land. I joined the Rowan family in 2017 for two reasons. My son, who was about 10 at the time, said, "So Mom, if you work in New Jersey," I was in Delaware, "we could have dinner together." So the mom guilt overtook, and I said I had to start to look for some opportunities here in New Jersey. And the second reason is I needed to find a place that had heart and mission. So I know that my Rowan medicine family, the Rowan Virtual School of Osteopathic Medicine, certainly had that. We care for the frail and elderly in our New Jersey Institute for Successful Aging. We meet the needs of children who are abused and neglected in our CARES Institute. And certainly, we approach the safety and compassionate care for people with chronic pain and addiction issues in our Neuromuscular Institute. So I already knew that there was a heart and a mission in the school. What I didn't know is that in 2010, my esteemed colleagues here were already thinking about the things that I wanted and the patient population that I wanted to serve, those people with different abilities, as we call it. And we've changed that name often. So Risen Center, and we'll continue to call it Risen Center, is now the Rowan Virtua Regional Integrated Special Needs Center. Please just say Risen, because it's probably going to change, much like our book is going to change as we continue to develop our partnerships. So Risen is a primary care practice for people with intellectually, developmentally, and physical disabilities and their families to get primary care with embedded behavioral health and care coordination. And we've already heard this, that all started with social work. So I would never start a practice without making sure that we have social services. So that started with a conversation with Chad Bruner and saying, I can't open a practice without it. And he said, so you're not going to. The other reality is that we needed the services here now. And I didn't have a place yet. The Rowan Medicine School campus wasn't built yet. So Dr. Keating said, I have a place for you in Bankbridge, and we'll make sure that you can bring patients in there before you have a building. So we came on the campus. I tried to buy that plot of land. That didn't happen, but we're happy that further things are developing with our partnerships. So, and then I had already been involved with making sure that I play with the community, and that's where I met Senator Sweeney and his daughter at Rowan Unified Sports on the Rowan University campus. The very next year, they became an ESPN champion school for Unified. And how exciting was it that we finally get to put a flag here on this campus. And now the Risen Center hosts MedFest, where we can do physical examinations, teach our med students and our residents how to care for this patient population so they can get out of our office and play in the community. So all of those things are now on this one campus, which I could never have visioned in Delaware, but I'm hoping that our model now gets there. So while I might not be having dinner with my son, he's now asking for the keys and money for his own dinner and not dinner with me. I'm super excited that that everyone's vision here became a reality so that we can all live, work, learn, and play in our community together so that we all thrive. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. LeCompte. Think about this for a second. I have a nephew with autism, and I would ask my niece, I said, where do you go for medical care? Oh, either up to Pennsylvania or up to Delaware. Well, now you can come here in Deptford Township. Okay, so that's going to close part one of our ceremony. We have part two coming up. It'll be a lot faster, I promise. But we do have to do a ceremonial MOU signing. So I'd like those who are supposed to be signing it and the speakers today to stand behind. That'll be great. So come on back here for a second. I'd like to introduce the final piece of our puzzle, our special needs housing project partnered with our Gloucester County Housing Authority, Department of Community Affairs, and HUD. The Housing Authority has been an outstanding partner in Gloucester County for many, many years, and we could not have done this project without them. So please welcome Chairman Bill Bain of the Gloucester County Housing Authority, Kim Gober, Executive Director of the Housing Authority, Larissa Luciani, NJDCA Administrator, Division of Housing and Community Resources, Housing Production, and Louis Carlton, Acting Director of HUD, Newark field offices.
You know, over the years, people would stop us in the street and ask us about housing for special needs. And Steve and I would talk about it almost on a daily basis. And when I was on the board at the college with Dr. Keating, we would talk about it there also. So now it's become, it's going to happen. Thanks to Chad Bruner, thanks to Steve Sweeney, and thanks to everybody that's taken participation, all the builders, all the constructions, all the things that are going to happen here to make this one of the most wonderful things that we have for our disabled people in Gloucester County, because they couldn't afford to go to regular affordable housing. This is going to be somewhere where they can do independent living, and they have help if they need it, but it's not going to cost them an arm and a leg. We're going to do this and do it right. And I'll tell you what, Chad Bruner in the county, along with the senator, everybody, and Dr. Keating, everybody's been 100% behind this thing. And with Kim Gober as our executive director and our board, we're going to make this thing happen. And it'll be one of the nicest things in Gloucester County we ever done. And I'm going to thank Steve and him every day and every time I see him for what they've done and accomplished here, getting it to this point now to where it's a reality. Thank you. This is my executive director, Kim Gover. She'll have something to say.
Thank you, Chairman Bain. Hello, friends and colleagues. Just to tell you a little bit about the particulars of the project. This residences at South College Drive will be a 3-story, $11.2 million project. It's going to have 24 one-bedroom apartments for developmentally disabled households right here on the magnificent Rowan College of South Jersey campus. It'll have a community room and laundry facilities along with office space for supportive services and property management, as well as additional lounge areas to provide multiple spaces for the residents to congregate. Outside, we're going to have gazebos with walking paths that lead directly to the Stephen M. Sweeney Center for Special Services and to the bus stop on the college. I cannot emphasize the time and dedication and collaboration it took from all of our partners to get us to this point. I would like to thank Gloucester County and the Rowan College of South Jersey for fulfilling the vision of Steve Sweeney and for realizing that how important this Academy of Neurodiversity is and how crucial it is to have housing in this as a component of this holistic academy. The Rowan College of South Jersey for inviting the project to be developed on its campus. The New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for awarding $7.625 million in National Affordable Housing Trust Funds. The county for its contribution of $3.55 million in GAP funding and another $200,000 of HUD Home Investment Partnership funding. Deptford Township and its planning board, not Sewell, for naming the Gloucester County Housing Development Corporation as a redeveloper, providing financial relief from permit fees, utility connections, and $100,000 from the township's housing trust funds. HUD for working for the Housing Authority and supporting the Housing Authority in its operations and allowing us to have project-based vouchers in this facility so residents pay an affordable rent. In addition to our partners and funding sources, I would also like to thank and acknowledge the professionals who worked so hard to get us to groundbreaking. In particular, the Brook Group, McKernan Architects, the engineering firms of Bryson and Yates, Holstein White, Michael A. Beach and Associates, and the general contractor, Gary F. Gardner Construction. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the members of the Housing Authority of Gloucester County and its development arm, the Gloucester County Housing Development Corporation. Bill Bain, John Giovanetti, Scott Kinsing, Dan Reed, Brendan Garozzo, Harry Elton, Jim Reed, and Jerry Reed. as well as the Housing Authority of Gloucester County staff. They work so hard every day to provide affordable housing in this county, and they will do the same when this project is built. Now I'd like to introduce Lewis Carlton. Lewis is the acting director of the HUD Newark Field Office, and he is responsible for all the HUD money that funnels through the state of New Jersey.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here. When they asked me if I was coming to the groundbreaking, I said yes. I just started as acting field office director, and they said, well, what are you going to talk about? And I said, hopefully, the most important thing. Because HUD provides a lot of money throughout the state in CDBG funds and, as in this program, home funds. But to me, the most important part is 24 project-based vouchers. 100% of the apartments will have affordable housing for individuals with special needs. As the uncle of a nephew with special needs, I know that the parents of those men and women spend a lot of time worrying about what would happen if something happened to me. What would happen if my son or my daughter is not self-sufficient? And those 24 vouchers are a sigh of relief to those parents who now have the opportunity to say that my son and my daughter have a major contribution to their self-sufficiency because HUD provided 24 affordable housing vouchers for their lives. To me, and I say that, and I'll say it to my sister when I go home, that's the most important thing that we did. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Larissa Luciani to come to the podium. She is responsible for approving the very large capital funding from DCA of over $7 million. Larissa.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Unfortunately, our acting commissioner, Jacqueline Suarez, couldn't be here today, but she is so proud of this project and of our department for being a partner in this amazing collaboration. I do want to thank everyone for coming together to fund such an important project and to see all the innovative things that Gloucester County is doing. So to Deptford Township, Gloucester County Commissioners, the state of New Jersey, as well as our partners at HUD. We wouldn't be able to have funded this project with the National Housing Trust Fund if it wasn't for that collaboration. Some of the hardest conversations I've had in the last 20 years of my career are with parents of children with special needs and what will happen with their adult children once they're gone. And I just want to thank all of you for being here today, for stepping in as that community so that we don't have to worry about our children when we're no longer here. Again, what a great project, not just looking at the bricks and mortar of housing for 24 individuals, but the services and wraparound support that you provide is so critical, not only to the success of these projects, but to the success of the people that we serve. So for the 24 individuals who will get to prosper in this venture, congratulations, and thank you so much for your work.
Thank you very much. In classic Steve Sweeney fashion, he asked me one time, these 24 housing units, that's just the first phase, and it wasn't a question. So behind me, once the college is able to get rid of the solar panels, I think you're going to see phase 2 and 3, because this project is really going to take off. The demand is really there. We've seen it already with early inquiries, and I'll be back to Kim and her board, as well as Louis and Larissa, for more funding for the next couple phases. So that concludes basically our speaking portion of the agenda. We want to do a couple ceremonial groundbreakings.